Alright guys, I told you I'd do a update video here on my 2001 GMC Yukon XL 2500. This one's got the 8.1 and E-fans, but we'll go over the E-fans another day. I got videos. Here's my Dana 60 that is going underneath it. It's out of an '07. Got it from a salvage yard for like 400 bucks. If you guys haven't already seen, there's on the forums, these motorcycle dollies from Harbor Freight work perfectly as an axle stand slash mover instead of trying to drag that sucker around all over the place. So let's get over here. So this is where we're at right now. As you can see, I still got to cut off this core a little bit. Most of this cleaned off, got a little bit more grinding to do. I don't have a plasma cutter, so it makes it a little hard. These two holes here I drilled for my coil buckets, just as marking ones. These are the coil buckets I'm using. Those are just factory, these there. Factory Ford coil buckets that I pulled from the junkyard. They were riveted in. They're kind of a pain in the ass to get off, but if you got an electric grinder and like 3 batteries, you can do it. It's not impossible. But I got those. They're going to sit right there. Lean back just a little bit, like Ford does it actually. Let's go to the other side. The other side's still bolted up. Alright, so this is kind of what it's going to look like when it's all done. This is just kind of mocked up right now. I still got to go through, clean this side up, and do a little bit of plating. Not much. I'm not plating the whole thing because right here on this mount, this bolt hole, it's actually recessed. And it actually fits perfectly inside the indentation on the frame. So I'll do a little bit of plating, kind of clean it up, make it look nice, and then it'll be good to go. I'm going to use factory Ford coils. Hopefully get away with just using some OEM shocks from like Rock Auto or something, and be good to go. For the cross member, we are actually going to replace that cross member with a when I got off the forums. I need to look up the guy's name, but he put the CAD files out there, and I sent it off and hopefully get it back. I'm going to try to make any changes I need to for these Yukons, or basically any of the 3/4 ton trucks that have the 4L80 instead of the Allison trans, so that way it's a bolt-in for other people. So I'm going to try to adjust the drawing. I do have CAD myself. I'll see where I can go from there. Yeah, that's where we're at right now. The reason you're not seeing the pitman arm, if you're wondering, is because when I got my wreck, I sheared it. So that's going to be a fun project. We'll see how that goes. I always hate taking gearboxes off. It's always a mess. I'm trying to think what else. That's where we're at. I was originally going to use these factory coil buckets on the frame, and you can see where I had them bolted up right there. But the problem is that the frame is much wider than the control arm mounts on the axle, and there wasn't enough distance to make it reasonable to adjust that difference by bending the arms. They would have been only about like a 30-inch arm, which is a bit short in my opinion. So yeah, also another thing you're going to run into with us gas trucks is that the exhaust is going to have to be modified. So yay! I am going to try, when I go get this done, make a template. So I'll have the exhaust shop basically make me two replacement bends, and one will be welded in, and I'll keep the other one and see if we can't make a template off of it, and see about, I don't know, just making a couple of them for people that need it, because I believe the exhaust is going to be very similar to the 6-liter, but Pat does have a 6-liter in his Yukon, and we will be straight axling it eventually, so we'll be able to figure that out too. I'd say that's a good enough update for now. If you have any questions, make comments. I know I've only got like 8 subscribers right now, which is fine. I'm not worried about the numbers. I just want this information to be out there. I know there's a decent amount on the Duramaxes, but not too much on the gas trucks, and even less on the 8.1s. So I just ended on my fancy cool 8.1 badges. Alright, thanks guys.